Hi boys and girls, it's Mr. Doug story time again, yay! And today we are going to be reading another story by Peter H. Reynolds. He's one of our favorite authors. And the story is called Ish. It's hard to see, but that is an I and an S and an H. Ish. What does that mean? And it does look like this person here is holding a paintbrush or something. I wonder what the story's going to be about. Look at that tiny little picture there. It looks like a crumpled piece of paper taped up with, I don't know, flowers maybe in a cup or something. Let's see what this is about. Ish by Peter H. Reynolds. There's another cup with flowers in it. Ramon loved to draw. Look, he's just laying on the floor drawing. It's great. He drew anytime. He's even in bed drawing. And he would draw anything. He's even out drawing pictures of garbage cans. And he would draw anywhere. Is he sitting on the potty? What? That's crazy. One day, Ramon was drawing a vase of flowers. And his brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. And then Leon burst out laughing. What is that? He asked. That must be his brother, Leon. I don't think that's very nice of Leon to laugh. Well, Ramon could not even answer. He just crumpled up the drawing and threw it across the room. Leon's laughter had hurt Ramon's feelings, and it haunted Ramon. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. Wow. Leon was not very nice when he laughed at Ramon. So after many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. I'm done. Look at it. It just looks sad. But in the last page, it says, he kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. So he would crumple them up and throw them on the floor. And after many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. I'm done, he said. Marisol, his sister, was watching him. What do you want? He snapped. I was watching you draw, she said. Ramon sneered. I'm not drawing. Go away. So Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. Hey! Come back here with that. Ramon raced after Marisol up the hall and into her room. So, she's just watching him draw. And then he says, get out of here, leave me alone. And so she runs back to her room, but before she does, she grabs one of the crumpled sheets of paper. And so Ramon was chasing after her. Hey, come back here with that. And then they went to her room, and he was about to yell, but fell silent in her room when he saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumpled gallery. Look at all those drawings. They're all crumpled. What do you think that is? This one is one of my favorites, Marisol said, pointing. That was supposed to be a vase of flowers, Ramon said, but it doesn't look like one. Well, Marisol said, but it looks vase-ish. That's the one Marisol says is her favorite. Interesting. So she said this is one of her favorites, and he said, well, that was supposed to be a vase of flowers, but it doesn't look like one. And his sister said something really interesting. She said, well, it looks vase-ish. Vase-ish. Ramon looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. They do look ish, he said. That means they kind of look like a vase of flowers, or they kind of look like it. They do look ish, he said. Well, Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. They kind of look like it. So he began to draw what he found. Loose lines, quickly springing out without worry. He just kept drawing and drawing and drawing. He was so excited. Ramon once again drew and drew the world around him, making an ish drawing felt wonderful. An ish drawing, kind of like what it's supposed to look like. Ish. He filled his journals of drawings with tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, and even sun-ish. They all kind of look like those things, so they were kind of ish. And Ramon realized he could draw ish feelings too. This is peace-ish, so he's feeling peaceful. This is silly-ish. Look at that silly drawing. And this one says excited-ish. Look at that, all excited. His ish art inspired ish writing. That means he now wanted to write. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. And it says here, here's a poem right here. It says, ponder, pond, ponder, dream, yonder, pond, pond, yond, yond, gleam, wander, Ramon. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. And one spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savored it. He simply enjoyed the feeling. So he decided not to draw it or to write it. He just wanted to feel it. So he's just laying there feeling wonderful, with his feet in the water, sitting on a rock with the sun shining down on him. What a wonderful feeling. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. So this is a kind of a story. Ish is about Ramon, who drew lots of pictures because he loved to, and then his brother Leon, that was at the beginning of the story. Then his brother Leon laughed at him in his pictures, and that hurt his feelings. And so then he didn't think he could draw very well at all. And so he did really terrible drawings, he thought. And then his sister was collecting them and hanging them in her room. And she said that they looked ish. This vase looked vase-ish. It kind of looks like a vase with flowers. And then Ramon wanted to start drawing again because he realized he did not have to draw everything perfectly. He could draw it the best he could, and that would be great. That would be ish, right? And so, at the end of the story, he was very happy. And he lived happily. He lived ishfully ever after. Wow, Peter H. Reynolds is such a good author. All right, boys and girls, thanks for having a great story time with me, and we'll see you.